we we have a
Okay.
date.
Love you,
8
Reggie.
p.m. 8 p.m. All right,
I'm gonna
real
take
quick. I got the last one. Last one, brother Reggie.
Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
All right, Jibril, Shabazz, what's up, brother? Are you
Peace, peace.
FBA, brother?
I absolutely am FBA. Peace, peace,
Okay.
family.
Peace. What's up, brother?
Yeah, I think the problem is ego. I think the problem is in who is in control, and we get so caught up on who is in control or who is the leader. And the beautiful thing about FBA is it unites us. We had an ethnogenesis over here. Some of us came over here through the transatlantic slave trade. Some of us was already over here. We got European blood in us too. We don't necessarily claim it, but foundational Black American. We didn't immigrate to America. We built America. We descendants of slaves. I think we get so caught up on trying to word things right. We end up filibustering, trying to use word magic just to seem important, just to seem bigger than we are. And that's going to throw us off the code. That's the only thing that's really stopped us from getting reparations is being unified and being on code. That's it. Young people, old people, gay people, straight people, it don't matter. Women, men, it don't. Trans, it don't matter. Your blood, if you FBA, you FBA. We that's what the oppressor do. He try to say, oh well, you didn't dot your I's or cross your T's, so I'm gonna have to look at it another way. That's boule talk, to be honest with you. That's old. That's going out of here.
Okay, so I have to stop you. I heard what you had to say, and I have to stop you.
Thank you.
And I have to ask you: is there a plan?
Yup. The plan is to get on code. The plan is to be united.
On code is not a plan, sir.
That's the plan, and it's happening,
No,
and it's working.
no, stop.
I'm
I'm asking him to stop. Being on code, the word on code, does not help us.
It helps us completely.
Wait, no, brother, you got a choice, right? Nobody is going to grant a proposal based on the word being on code. Second of all, the uncode comes from Neely Fuller, who says something completely different about being on code. Your on code is a loyalty test, right? Or you loyal to FBA. That's your on code, right? And I saw how that uncode unraveled when you attacked Professor Small, who and you might say, oh, it wasn't all of us. That's the point. You attacked Professor Small. You dug into his speech to pull out something that was going to divide us. And why? Because Professor Small wasn't being loyal to you. On code is to do what Neely Fuller Jr. said against global racism. Everything you say, you do, you act is against global white supremacy. You borrowed it, you reframed it, right? And I'll have to ask you, do you say that your plan is on code? That's a plan?
Yup, to get on code,
okay,
to be on code,
I'm gonna
to
ask
stay
you to
on code. And you not on code.
No, I don't have no loyalty to you.
You being a white supremacist right now. You acting like a white supremacist.
Okay, so that's a guarantee test. So you are pure. You're showing I'm not pure. I'm acting like a white supremacist because I'm having a conversation saying
respectfully
that
you are.
Okay, fine, SANETER. I'm just asking you. He says I'm acting like a white supremacist. There's nothing that I ever did in my life to be connected with white supremacy, and so he's saying that because I'm not in his gang.
All right. Check this out, Reggie. I gotta say this, brother. Please don't hate me, man. When you come up with a title, Reggie, and says you calling out the FBAs, and they come in and they give a little smoke, you can't run from that. You got to challenge it and take it home.
I am challenging it. What I am saying is that
I notice every time somebody come back strong, you say, get rid of them, get them out of here, get them off.
No, because when he says that I'm a white supremacist, now that's when I draw the damn line.
Okay, but you can't let that get you. Prove to him that you're not.
No, I don't have the time because I'm doing my presentation.
Okay, let's get back to the presentation.
I know what I said. Watch this. I said when an FBA dude, right? Jeremy Lloyd, I'll deal with that later, right? When he signals goes into Professor Small's speech, pulls something out for highlights, saying the FBI called that Professor Small called FBA, CIA, or anything like that.
You running.
Right? You're gonna get your
running.
mic.
All right, chill, brother. Would you hold on, Reggie, hold on. Will you be the brother that would like to debate him on this topic?
Yup, it don't matter. Let's go. It don't matter because I'm just another FBA, but I can articulate myself. That's it. I'm just another brother.
My whole thing is, yes, I'm calling him out. But
okay, we're gonna start doing this, brother Reggie.
Listen to me. I'm not debating any willy-nilly person. He hasn't. Look. The brother is a brother. Are you a Muslim?
Yep.
You're a Muslim.
It don't matter. Yeah, I am. But if I was a Christian, it wouldn't matter. If I was a Christian, a Jew, a Buddhist, it wouldn't matter. I'm still FBA.
Are you on code or are you on Dean?
I'm still FBA.
So you didn't left.
I'm on code right now because you know Muslims fight. Muslims are not the aggressors. We defend though. The whole world been attacking us. Muslims are not the aggressors. We defending ourselves. And the thing is, I don't got no disrespect for you or hate towards you. But the spirit and the mentality that you represent, and the spirit and the mentality that Tethers represent, and shout out and love to my immigrants. I love my immigrants. But the Tethers and people who think like you, who try to mix things up, who try to cosplay us, who try to act like you on code, but you undermining us. You acting like Byron Donaldson.
I'm really full of code.
So you filibustering, dude. You talking about all this word magic, bro. You talking about all this? I heard all the truth that falter until it knocks out his brains. You want to talk about being Muslim? That's what.
All right, Reggie. Let's go. You ready to finish your presentation, Reggie?
I'm almost ready.
All right, let's go, Reggie. Come on.
Who is allowing? I am calling the FBA out. I allowed people to come on. Still, my presentation. My major presentation is what they said about lineage is not a dictionary word. It's not applicable. Nobody knows about it except for them. Certainly not the court of law. Nothing. Right. Second of all, let me just do a few other things. Right. I get into conversations that when I'm talking to people who can't show me a plan, who when I ask for a plan, they say on code. Right. That is nothing. That's a nothing burger. So let me just do this real quick. And I go on with some other points, right? Okay, so the difference between me, when you come up, share my screen. Okay, great. So when you have a conversation with me and you want to talk about lineage, right? Please show your lineage. This is my father, my mother, my grandparents, from both my mother and father, their grandparents.
Can you blow that up a little bit, Red?
What?
You can blow it up a little bit.
This program.
Mines go back way further than that.
Right? You listen. Shut up.
You shut up. Oh man!
All right, come on, yo. Let's not do this.
You ain't showing
my lineage, right? I show my lineage, and he says it goes way back further than this, right? I'm like, you haven't seen everybody in my family. I'm showing you what the screen shows.
Yeah, show it.
Right? So the fact of the matter is, my father's parents, right? My father's mother's parents, my mother's parents, parents, my mother's on the maternal side and on the fraternity side, and then I show their parents.
Yeah, you got work to do, bro. You got work.
Okay.
All right, I just put them in the back, Reggie. Go ahead.
Okay. So my point of showing this is lineage, right? So this is my lineage. This is lineage. Putting together 40 million people and saying that it's all one super lineage. Well, that lineage would have to go back to different places in Africa for those, but it's not one group. Anybody who knows anything about the transatlantic slave trade that over in this particular period over here, many of these people right here, their parents were in the transatlantic slave trade, and so they will be undocumented. They will be in the ledgers of the plantations. Now, there are some people in my family that actually go back, that they are listed even enslaved, but they're in, but they have some semblance of documentation. A lot of families don't have documentation, but the problem is in court. What happens is that when you are claiming harm, I would claim harm for these groups of people. I would claim harm for the people in the slave trade. I would claim harm for the people, the descendants after the slave trade, these large groups of people who have been disenfranchised in the South, going up into my parents and myself. And then what we would have to do is pick out the different types of harm, the geographical harm in different places, the redlining, right? Some of the murders, right? And those would be the basis of a case for repair for if I'm a lead plaintiff, right? Now, the problem is that everybody has a genealogy, and yes, some people's genealogy goes further back, but then the problem is that then you can't claim harm, because then now you're going to have to show that these people in fact were harmed. If they weren't in the slave trade, then they weren't harmed, and so you would not be in reparations. As simple as that. So I finished that. So let's go on to another part of it, right? So now delineation. Let's do delineation. I want to ask everybody, let me see, delineation, right? I want to put up the definition of delineation. Well, first I want to pick somebody. Can somebody here tell me what delineation means? Give me
to delineate. Yep, to clarify I'm not
talking to you.
Our ethnogenesis. To clarify, our ethnogenesis is foundational Black Americans, because we was grouped and called African American in 1980 by Jesse Jackson. We was called African American. There was no vote by the Black people in America to say we want to call ourselves African American. There's no country that I can go back to in Africa right now without a passport, citizenship, and a whole lot of money out my pocket. But I'm from here. My blood is here. But anybody, Elon Musk is an African American. Charlize Theron is an African American, but they not foundational Black Americans. Myron Gaines is an African American. So to delineate and clarify our distinct bloodline in existence, we go by foundational Black Americans. The reason it's foundational is because we are foundational to this country. We didn't immigrate to this country. We built this country. This was the wilderness of North America. We paved the roads. The Uber, or how did you ever got home? We paved the roads to make this. We created this and cultivated this. Okay, so nobody else can come over here and say that they African American, they are foundational Black American. If they didn't put in the work that our ancestors unpaid put in for centuries, chattel slavery, our ancestors, the descendants of them, us, automatically in this system, unpaid.
Now, can I?
Hold on. Could I ask a question? Since he
SANETER, can you give me back? SANETER, can you give me back the?
He didn't even answer his question.
Put everybody on the screen. He's not the highlight of the show. Put everybody in the screen. Put everybody on.
I just wanted to ask a question real quick. So you claim that that y'all were here before, because I hear a lot of FBA say that we were always over here, and that's like where the argument truly is. It's like when we use these words as delineate, how could you say that you want to use lineage as a thing to have your family tree in, but then you guys want to delineate also? Like the word delineate is to portray. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not making sense. Y'all want to delineate and then y'all want to use lineage.
Ethnogenesis. We are ethnogenesis. We are the people that was already over here, because it's indigenous people to every part of this planet. At this age, at this planet this planet have Black people on every part of it, right? Our African brothers and sisters, ancestors that came from Africa is in our bloodline. They mixed in with the native people here. That we got European in our bloodline too. This is an ethnogenesis. This is why we delineate to clarify that specific ethnogenesis. It don't need to be more complicated than that. It don't need to be more complicated than that.
I'm hearing you out, but could you listen to me? You have to have came from somewhere. So if you say that you are always,
I just told you.
Hold on. You claim to be a FBA, which means Foundational Black America.
I am. I don't claim it. I am.
America is not just North America. You have different parts of America.
The United States of America. Foundational Black American. When you say America, we're not saying Central America. We're not saying South America or Brazil. When somebody say I'm American, they not saying I'm from Brazil. You know what an American is. Y'all try to make it complicated, but no, that's Kevin talk.
So
all right. Come on, Dr. Reggie. Come on, Reggie. Don't forget, you don't want to be asking them the questions, Reggie.
Yeah, well,
you asked them the questions.
But it was a good exchange, but the exchange took too long. But I understand what both of them saying, but I'm on the side of Brother D, right? It's simple. It's simple.
All right, I'm on the side of Brother Jibril, Shabazz, because what he said is correct. Y'all keep saying that there was no black people over here before Columbus. My goddamn family was here, man. I got family who is Washita, full-blooded
disrespectful.
Yeah, but you don't understand.
Washita, Reggie.
I don't care about that.
My grandfather, full-blooded Washita, bro.
I don't, but that's not a that's a separate reparations. Wait,
no, but I'm saying I'm saying that to say, hold on. I'm just saying that to say, I'm saying that to say, y'all keep saying there was no black people here, and it was.
SANETER, that's not my show.
No.
All right,
that's not my show.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, and I don't want to argue with you. All I want to say is that's a separate reparations claim than the claim that got started on African slavery.
Ethnogenesis, foundational Black Americans, bro. We one people. That's in the same claim.
Okay, you know
it's not separate.
All right, go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead. Finish your presentation, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, so
go ahead. Finish your presentation.
I'm from.
Come on, Reggie. Come on. You chopping up. You chopping up now.
Yeah, I'm frozen. You wasted my time.
He's a runner. He's a track star. He gonna run away in the base game hard.
Let him go, brother. Let him go, brother. Come on, man. Go ahead, Reggie. Your screen froze on us.
Yeah, I'm frozen.
We'll have to come back in.
Come back in?
Yes, he's gonna have
to. That's that FBA energy.
Hey.
All right, chill, brother. Let him come in, man. Let him do his thing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you clear, but there you go.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man, we got to stop saying there was no black people over here, man.
No, sorry, I was not saying.
And when I say black people, I'm talking about people that look like us, melanated people. That's what I'm talking about.
But we gotta talk about the time frames in which they saying that we were always here. That's the problem.
Brother, the Washita been here for over 1,000 years, brother. Before Columbus, man.
Before Columbus is time frame.
That doesn't predate any other human on any other continent. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but again, like if y'all are gonna making those claims in y'all's argument for trying to obtain reparations, you're gonna muddy the waters.
That's not what I'm not making that claim to say.
No, I'm talking about for them, the quote unquote FBA people though.
And y'all always say, hold up, y'all always say, oh, I deal with science. Let's see your DNA. Well, I took a goddamn DNA and I showed it. Everybody's
so now those genetic markers that they use to identify your quote unquote Native American DNA is gonna be traced back to Mongoloid people. It's not. They're not saying that the people that are your progenitors that are Native Americans are quote unquote black. That's not what
the Luzia skeleton is Negroid. The Luzia skeleton, the oldest fossil they found over here is Negroid, not Mongoloid.
My father is Afro Puerto Rican, brother.
That doesn't mean
I'm not saying he's not.
That doesn't mean that those remains originated over here though. Just because you find a set of bones somewhere does not mean that originated over here.
Think about it. If it's 10,000 years ago, before the United States of America was built and created by foundational Black Americans, that means that we was here before the United States of America.
People has hands.
You can't substantiate that claim.
As long as people have hands,
the USA.
You can't substantiate, and that's the overall overarching point is when you're trying to appeal to a legislative body, you're propagating a narrative that they're going to dismiss. They're not even gonna entertain that. So it's best to just stick with the common narrative that the slave trade that you're trying to appeal to.
But see, that's the problem with the omnipresence that y'all assign to white people. Y'all think they God and whatever they say go.
You're trying to appeal to them legislatively.
When the Native Americans got reparations, it was $5 Indians who got them reparations. It was white people who looked like Native, who signed up to be Native American that got them reparations. They weren't asking them, how long have you been Native American?
One mic, brother. One mic. Let him talk.
It's not just white scholars.
No, I was talking about Jibril. Jibril was talking. You keep cutting him off.
Like I said, when the $5 Indians got reservations, casinos, tax breaks, all of this type of stuff, when the white ones, they wasn't grilling them or asking them. It wasn't other Indian people or white people grilling them and asking them, how long have you been Indian, brother? How many feathers do you have? How did you collect those feathers from Arizona or Canada? No. All that's tether talk and tether babble. You feel me? And that's no disrespect to you.
That's a childish response.
That's no disrespect to you. But if you take it personal, that means.
Shabazz, how old are you, bro?
I'm 34.
Closest to the neo-Nazis.
Yeah, we the same age.
You guys are saying just because you have the blood, then you claim the land. That's the same thing as the neo-Nazis did.
Brother, what foundational Black Americans is, to be simple and for the last time, it's an ethnogenesis of indigenous blood here, whether it's the red man, whether it's the black man, or the Europeans who raped our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? All of that was formed in us, and we built and created America. We're not trying to go back to Aztec or Inca or Aborigines in Australia. We're not doing all of that. What a foundational Black American is Black people in America who are from this land who did not immigrate here. That's all it is. It don't matter. It don't matter what my opinions is or my feelings is or the next person's is. Your lineage and your ancestry is here. It don't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, none of that stuff matters. All of that stuff is babble and time wasting tactics. That's not being on code, and that's the only thing that slowed us up. We got informants and agents inside of the movement, and one of our people who look like us who come in to unnecessarily confuse things.
That's right.
That's the only thing that stop our progress. It's talking points like this, and people do it for ego and breadcrumbs from their table, and they house about to burn down. Hold up, bro. They house about to burn. This country about to get destroyed. If they don't give foundational Black Americans reparations, this country will be destroyed. Look at it. You see what's going on in the world. You see
your premise. You are propagating a self-defeating premise.
This dollar about to crash because they playing with our money. They hurting themselves. They deny universal health care because Black people will get it. They hurting themselves, and you want to be lined up with them for what? You want them to smile at you for what? What do you want? What kind of butter biscuits do you want? They not that good, bro. They GMO butter biscuits, dude. It's either you on code and you with us, or you gonna burn with this land. That's simple. That's simple. That's why we delineate.
All right. Let Ngolo talk now, okay, brother.
But see, this you don't like. These people exist in a realm of cognitive dissonance and pathology. So on one hand, you're gonna say the economy of the country is gonna fall, but then you're trying to lobby the same legislative bodies to compensate you for punitive damages. Like it makes no sense. You people do not think coherently. And this is the problem with y'all, bro. Y'all, you muddy the waters. What Reggie's saying is clear. You're muddying the waters for your overall end game. If you want to acquire reparations, you have to use the term word magic. When you appealing to the United States legislative body, you have to be specific with semantics. It's not I can just use these terms at either or here. You have to be specific or your case is going to be dismissed. You have to be organized and intelligent and astute. It's not about all of this emotional internet buzzword stuff. That's why, bro, y'all are people like the dude that was speaking, bro. Y'all make y'all's lineage as far as from a legislative level look extremely bad. Somebody like you does not need to be speaking for your lineage.
Where
I'm
you
just
from?
being
Where you from?
honest, bro.
Where you from?
It doesn't matter where I'm from.
There
Where you
it
from?
is. Yes, it do.
Where
It
you
doesn't
from?
matter where I'm from.
Where your
Yes, it
people from?
does.
All right, all right, all right, all right. That's
Then
it.
why you
That's
talking
it.
on our business?
Let's get Dex in. Dex, go ahead, brother.
So what I was saying, I understand that you said that you had family that were already over here, but the thing that we're saying, because I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'm gonna speak for myself or how I feel. What I'm saying is basically like we trying to figure out the timeline of when everybody were always over here. You know what I mean? So when you say we were already over here, from what time period are you talking about? The beginning of time? What time period are y'all talking about? That this is like the question that needs to be answered is like, what period of time are y'all talking about? Y'all talking about
1776. Before 1776, before the United States of America. We was over here
no,
before the United
but I'm
States of
saying
America.
before.
How about that?
I'm saying the timeline.
Now
like,
what?
Okay,
Now what? Okay. We was over here. We was over here
1400?
before the United States of America was formed. Now what? Now what? Now what? What's next?
Not listening to my question. My question is.
All right, all right. No. That's it. That's it. Dr. Reggie is back. We gotta let Reggie finish. Let him finish. He's back.
All right. So before I got cut off, so I wanted to show the definition of delineate, because again, here's the trick. People think that some people, my opposition is saying that I'm playing word games, but I'm actually going to the dictionary. So when I go to the dictionary, right, and I read a dictionary item and that's what it is, then I could say that I'm not playing word games. What you're doing is reframing words to get our people to your point. So let's just go to delineate, for example, because I want to make sure that the words that they are using, right, are the correct words, because we can't go anywhere if we don't have a shared vocabulary. Am I wrong? Okay. So delineate, verb, right? It's a verb to describe, to portray, or set forth with accuracy or in detail. That's what it is. To indicate or represent by drawn or painted lines. That's all. A delineator is a person that delineates, right? This is all that it means. So then I hear a whole bunch of stuff. We are delineating. What does that mean? Does that mean that you are drawing or painting a line? Okay, you're separating. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But what are you separating? Right? To describe, to portray, or set forth with accuracy or in detail. Right? So that's fine. You're describing. So now you're delineating if that is what you're describing. But now I guess your description is bloodlines and your description is lineage. Well, lineage, you're not using correctly. Bloodlines, how could that be established in a court of law? None of that actually works, right? So what happens is that we have a whole community that's using words that are not in a dictionary. It's, if we want to bring this to ask for something, it seems that we are so confused about what we're asking, because when I ask these people for a plan for something that we can study, like the HR 40, right? Even like what ADOS has put forth, we don't have anything from them. So now let me go on with this. So I want to ask the panel, is the word delineate or delineating, is it what the dictionary, or is what FBA is doing? Is it the dictionary definition of it? Is it clear? Or is it just a word that they're using to have some magical abilities? So I'm gonna stop sharing till I bring up the next point. So I want to ask the dictionary word of delineated, because when we go into courts of law, write proposals and all of that, delineating just means what it means. But I want to ask the panel, or is the FBA using the correct word?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's no hate on nobody on here, but delineate once again for the people who just slow as F. Delineate, to describe or portray something precisely. How much more clear and precise can it be portrayed than saying that, hey, we are foundational Black Americans are not immigrants? How much more? And that don't mean that we hate immigrants.
absolutely.
That don't mean that we hate anybody. That just mean that we're not immigrants. That's all it means. That it cannot be portrayed any more precise than that. Foundational Black Americans are not immigrants to the United States of America. That's it, brother.
That's right.
That's facts.
Okay, that's wonderful. How does that help you get reparations?
Well, the first thing, like I said, is to be on code and to be unified. We need to be one. We need to be one, so that when we ask for reparations, like the dude who went to the Breakfast Club, Byron Donaldson, said he's not for reparations because he's Jamaican and Panamanian, though he looks like a foundational Black American. He said he's not for reparations because his family would not get it. That's complete disrespect. So the first thing we need to do is delineate. All of the foundational Black Americans get on code, and now we got that understanding. And the majority of foundational Black Americans who are on code and who agree to get reparations, we gonna get them by any means possible. That's it. Any means possible.
Can I say something, please? Can I say something? I've been very patient. I'm just saying that when you say Foundation Black America is fighting, we are fighting because we were abused. No different than feeling like the Africans came over here and they were put enslaved. The people that was already on these lands were also enslaved. So we have a right to ask for reparations for what our families have lost on this land and how we are still being treated on these lands, the ones that are on foundational Black Americans. We're saying that we are not from nowhere else. Just like he said, my family all the way back to the 1600s, I can find my family on these lands right here, right? Why don't nobody ask the Africans where they from? Why do we have to be from Africa, Johnny come lately? Because we didn't start saying we were from Africa until somebody started calling us African Americans. Because I always put everybody to the test. I ain't go to school with no Africans, no Jamaican. That was Johnny come lately stuff, the African stuff. So what I'm saying is we have a right to stand up and ask for reparations for what we lost on these lands. Even the fact that you brung Africans over here, entwined them with us and enslaved them with us, if that's what happened. But we do know for a fact that our people on these lands were abused by the enemy. So we have a right to ask for reparations for everything that we lost on these lands. And why are we always so worried about what's going on over that's happening to the Africans? Why can't we worry about what's happening to us? What has happened to us throughout the years and what is still happening to us now?
And we the only ones fighting for it. And if the Haitians want reparations, they need to go to the French.
Smart, Reggie, when I was asking you, are you for us getting the reparations or not? Because if you got an idea that can help make this come to a fruition, please get with the Foundation Black Americans and say, look, this is what we need to do, X, Y, and Z. This is what we need to do. We don't need, that's the wrong word to use. Like you're saying online, you shouldn't use this word because this word may stop something from happening. Instead of like putting the program down, we should be lifting up because the movement is good. Everything starts with a movement. So the movement is good. It's real good. And I'm proud of anybody that is standing up for us. I'm proud of them. So
okay, can I come back to my show?
So that's all I wanted to really say. Ask the Africans where they're from, and I'm done with that.
Okay. So the problem is that you're asking the government or organizations if that's you're not necessarily fighting for black liberation or anything like that. You're asking, what you did is you put some candy in front of our people. And of course, our people feel that they're harmed, and our people feel that they need to be compensated, right? The question is, the question is on your parts is that you haven't, for y'all, it's everybody that's melanated. So you want the oppressor to compensate everybody that's melanated, those who are here in this country, those who came during the slave trade, and those, and certainly not those who are immigrants. I don't have a problem with the part of the immigrants, right? Anybody who came after the 1870s, I don't have a problem with that. But Posner said a harm to your ancestors is not a harm to you. He simply said that, and we can't get past that threshold. So
Prove that it is that's a lie, though.
Alert.
I
Boule
don't
alert.
care if
Boule
it's a
alert.
lie. I don't care if it's a lie. It's a hurdle, and if the hurdle is there, then then it's for us to fix the hurdle. But just because you're asking them to give you something, then you're going to say that that's a lie instead of trying to solve the problem as to how you're going to get past the hurdle, right?
Brother Reggie, they're not but that's from a legislative standpoint, they're not reasonable. They don't understand what precedence means in a legal term.
No, I know that, and that's the problem, because then what happens is that it goes into divide and conquer, right? So as long as we are not clear, right? As long as we're not clear, we're going to have these problems. And clarity means that you put forth a plan. Now, why were all of our other plans destroyed?
Because people weren't on code. And our little bro who said we don't understand all the legal stuff. That's the thing about foundational Black Americans, right? We got some very talented.
Like the video, thumb up the video.
We got some genius lawyers. You feel me?
Where are they tonight?
Genius lawyers who do understand.
But that's what you're not one of them. So why are you speaking for them? That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't need to be talking.
Who do understand. And if you're not a part of our lineage, don't be
But you
talking about our
don't.
business.
That's the problem. And you're making your lineage look bad.
If you're not a part of it, if you ain't gonna help, if you only here to criticize, if you only here to put your ego first and big yourself up, to intellectualize yourself and esteem yourself on a higher platform, that's what stopped us.
That's right.
No, bro. We're talking about a claim that keeps getting shot down in court.
SANETER is still my show. Still
And
my
they know
show.
what they've done to us. They already know that's why they
SANETER.
Exactly.
so we would fail.
Hey, SANETER, it's still my show, and I would say I'm giving the reason why I am making these claims is for you to come on and show our people.
Hold on, Reggie. You keep saying it's your show, but you keep passing the mic.
I'm not passing the mic.
So why everybody talking?
Because I ain't got no control. You're not here.
All right. So I thought you were showing your presentation.
No, I was.
All right, come on, so I can see your screen.
Right. I was. So I'm putting it on. 1 second. All righty. Okay. So 2 things I want to show. I just want to show a video, get people upset. So let me show my video. Let's go bring my video first.
Peace, y'all. Thank you. Peace and respect to the room. Thank you, SANETER. Peace. Thank you, Reggie. I'm out.
Peace.
All right, peace. So
Peace,
give me
Shabazz.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu
Peace,
alaikum.
lady. Wa alaikum salam. Peace, y'all. I love y'all. On that FBA.
Okay, great. So my brother, one of my brothers said that we have talented people. Where are they? Where are the talented people who have written the proposal, the plan, showed the receipts? Where are they? It's always
the wine B.
It's always we haven't seen a plan. Family, have we in the chat? Have we seen a plan? Is there a plan that we can point to?
No plan.
The plan is being on code. He already said it.
Plan.
That's not a plan.
There's not a plan, though. If they came up with FBA.
Yo, hold on. Everybody talking. Let Reggie finish. Let him finish.
We want to see some tangibles, and the first tangible we want to see is something that makes sense. That's all. We want to see a plan. Is that
FBA groups are ignorant on delineation.
okay? So
You
what?
ain't showing nothing, Reggie.
No, I'm
Split by class.
But Reg, I thought you said you seen Tariq go up against people and argue FBA and everything. So he must have had a plan before he went up there and did it.
show me
I
the
mean, it
plan.
might have failed, but he did have a plan. He did have something that he wanted to say. I don't know if it was written down on paper. I'm not sure because I wasn't, there. But he must have had a plan when he went in there.
Tariq is not the leader. Tariq is not. He's a great spokesperson. But he's not the leader. Where's the plan from the talented people?
I'm not sure, but I'm just.
You don't have a plan. So let me go back. Let me go back. You can be upset, but anybody.
Reggie, that's what I think you misunderstand.
When it came up with FBA, if it wasn't a plan.
You keep talking, fine. He go my short presentation to get you mad. I have 2 more. 1 second. You're fighting with no plan. Thank you very much. So, okay, so let me just play this to get you upset, maybe get your thoughts. Now, in the beginning of the screen, there's an FBA, and of course, there is Europeans behind them, right? Now, you might take it that the Europeans are controlling him, or you could take it as the Europeans are watching him. You could take it either way. But the fact of the matter is, all the things that they put on everybody else.
Yeah, play the video.
There's a vote. SANETER, right? Don't talk to me like that. You can just leave. You can just leave and do your own show, right?
FBA groups are ignorant on delineation. Black people are already delineated. We are split by class, by shade, by zip code, by religion, by passport, by politics, cut up into little market segments and hashtags, while the same system that carved up.
Okay, so now it's louder, so let me play it. You're mad. I know you're mad.
FBA groups are ignorant on delineation. Black people are already delineated. We are split by class, by shade, by zip code, by religion, by passport, by politics, cut up into little market segments and hashtags, while the same system that carved us up keeps eating. The tragedy is not that FBA language exists. The tragedy is that some of the loudest FBA voices have no serious study of how delineation has been used against Black people for 400 years, and yet they think they've discovered a new strategy. This shows how ignorant they are. Whoever came up with this is not bright at all. If I am wrong, show historically in America the success. We will wait. Let's be clear. Delineation is not new. Slaveholders separated house versus field. The law did free vias enslaved. Jim Crow did Negro versus mulatto. The church did saved versus street. Northern elites did respectable versus ghetto. Immigration policy did native versus foreign born. Every era had its neat little line inside Blackness, dangling a tiny reward to the good side and punishment to the bad side. And today, some FBA rhetoric walks right into that same trap, confusing a necessary legal category for reparations with a social caste system, then acting shocked when it produces the exact same poison. The ignorance is stunning. You cannot scream lineage, 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 while acting like lineage is the first and only line that ever mattered. You cannot ignore the history of internal division, then pretend your version of division will magically turn into power. That is not strategy. That is historical illiteracy wrapped in bravado. When you weaponize FBA against other Black people, Africans, Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos, you are not fighting white supremacy. You are doing white supremacy's HR work for free. 3 minutes of truth. When you spend more time policing who is real Black than confronting who is real power, you are practicing self-harm. When your energy goes into attacking other Black groups online while corporations, banks, and governments move policy and money in the background, you are not woke. You are a distraction. When you mimic nativist rhetoric, talk about our country like you own the flag that enslaved your ancestors, and side-eye the rest of the diaspora, you are not protecting your lineage. You are cosplaying the people who branded it. The ignorance of FBA delineation is this. It mistakes scarcity for strategy. It assumes there is one tiny slice of pie, and the only way to eat is to elbow every other black person away from the table. Meanwhile, the people who bake the pie and own the kitchen are laughing. They have watched this movie before. Blacks versus blacks in every flavor. Elite versus poor. Light versus dark. Native versus immigrant. Braids versus weaves. They know how it ends. We tear each other up over crumbs. They keep the bakery. If FBA was serious, it would study delineation first. It would know the difference between a precise legal category for reparations and a social ideology that sneers at the rest of the black world. It would know that you can demand a targeted debt to a specific harm to black Americans, not lineage from slavery, and still build global black alliances. It would know that the only reason foundational means anything is because of unpaid work done under a system that depended on our division. To repeat that division as a lifestyle is to spit on the very ancestors you claim to defend. So here is the hard word. Any FBA politics that refuses to study this history is not radical, not strategic, and not liberatory. It is emotionally satisfying, algorithm friendly, and system approved. It is loud, but it is not smart. And in a world where black people are already delineated by forces far bigger than hashtags, ignorance of delineation is not just an academic mistake. It is a weapon pointed at us that some of us are now proudly loading ourselves.
Okay.
FBA.
Okay, so that's one. So the issue, the whole point of that part of the presentation is to say that while we're fighting about who gets crumbs, Europeans still own the bakery, right? When we don't have a plan or a study on anything, but go to magic to say that we are a lineage, and as if being a lineage and using the word wrong is going to give us something that is really problematic. When people ask who are critics ask for receipts, what you do is you turn on the same people and say, well, what are the receipts that you've done? But these people have receipts